attendees, judges, and guests. My name is Kennedy Sanderson.
And I, Kriya Kimech.
And we are the Musquas. We noticed that our youth don't wear a lot of traditional clothing or know the culture behind some of those traditional pieces. And that's where our business comes into play.
Our business is called the Musqua Couture, which the name symbolizes strong high fashion, which in Cree, Musqua means bear, which symbolizes strength, healing, and family. We will grow our business by originally starting small and local by selling ribbon skirts, shirts, bags, and little accessories to get our proper footing, especially in our community.
In our community, we have a mall that's centered in the middle of Norway House. I'd like to call it the heart of the town, and it's where the youth and the elders really come together. Now, moving on to the big why. The reason why this needs to be brought into our community is because the loss of our culture and our identity, which has drastically impacted our community and the relationship between the youth and their culture.
Now, we thank you from Norway House Cree Nation and from us for listening to our business proposal, and I hope you all have a great day.
So in terms of how you're thinking about producing these things, have you thought about, how you're going to be making the fashion at all, or have you thought through that?
I've been in fashion design for 6 years, and I love creating formal wear, bags, jewelry, because it's just like a thing that I enjoy doing, and I love giving gifts to my family. So they have sewing machines and I buy the fabric.
Beautiful. Lots of experience already. That's excellent. Yeah.
Is there anything that'll make you guys different from other apparel?
The thing that I think would make us different is that it'll be in our community and we will allow youth and elders to come into our business or our place to get the things that we make and do, and to also show them by giving little shops for them to come and work and learn how to do the things that I do.
I also wanted to say something as well. Another thing that we wanted to make our business, we wanted to make it a very product business and knowledgeable. So not only can they come purchase some Indigenous clothing, they could also learn the culture and the understanding behind them as well. So they're kind of getting both of the same side of the coin.
Thank you, ladies. Feel free to step down. All right, next up to the stage, Team 10. Awesome.
In our rural northern communities, a lot of our youth are troubled. We have a lot of youth who go around getting into bad things, like drinking and drugs, going around vandalizing new buildings. There are many more, but those are the basics. The point is, we need more programs for the youth. We need this so that they could have a safe space that provides mental health support and teach them life skills. We would help the youth in rural northern communities by giving them a mental health program that aims to help and support them with new positive experiences and outcomes. Our aim for customers are mainly the troubled youth of rural communities. We would be selling them a program of support that brings healing from the troubles they endured being a youth in these communities, as well as fun activities that can help them find their own hobbies and activities that develop life skills. Providing mental health support would open them up to become their own person and give back to their communities. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Love it. That's after my heart as well. So reaching out to youth, especially ones that are in need, is huge. Big question, how will you communicate this throughout the market?
We would advertise on social media and advertise in our communities, because it's mainly for locals in our community that I want to reach out to, especially in where the more rural areas are. So yeah.
Awesome. What is your cash flow? No, I'm joking.
Is there a program that you think that you want to start with? Obviously, you want to expand in the future, but is there something that you feel like that's going to reach the youth right away in terms of programming or anything?
I would say I would work with the counselors at our school starting first, and then that's where we would start off and make a program based off of the school and then start reaching out more forward to the youth in the community.
Awesome answer.
Great answer. Yeah.
Okay, so we are the Northern Lights. In our beautiful community, we are at war against drugs, alcohol, and intergenerational trauma. We want to make a change for lost people and be their light. We are the Northern Lights. We have a vision for our Indigenous peoples in northern communities that deal with drug addiction, alcoholism, but also past and present traumas that have contributed to either. For example, CFS kids, or even during social assistant days, there are so many community members waiting outside the mall to pull out money at 4 a.m. for what exactly? With a rehab center, we can help our Indigenous peoples overcome their addictions and past traumas. Investing in well-being leads to an increase in human capital and the overall productivity of our community members. We want sober parents who can take care of them. Pets need owners to take care of them. We have a solution to help aid and turn the tables, give them the ability to change for the better. That being said, we have the intention of being the light in the dark forest by opening a rehab center. Thank you all for your time.
Wow, awesome.
There are other centers like this out there. How do you feel like you're going to make it different or more culturally kind of relevant to your community?
Well, because we have such a big community, and I feel like if we have one in the community, like for example, I was thinking maybe the old hospital can be used as for that facility. And I feel like if it's in town, maybe more people are gonna be actually want to go and get help, you know? And like for me, I come from a family where like drugs and alcohol are a big thing. And I just want to see our people getting better, being able to connect with our culture, like being able to speak our language, being able to like make skirts. Like I made this in 3 hours thanks to my old teacher, you know? And like just having one community where we can all connect and be one.
I think you're the biggest reason we have so much hope in our community going forward. So Chimigwechekose. So thank you.
Wonderful. Let's give her a round of applause. That was fantastic. Thank you. Incredible work.
The community of Norway House faces transportation issues. Half the community do not have access to transportation. With having this issue, our people, our youth, are struggling with having rides. The youth can get into incidents while walking. In my own experience, I had to walk an hour and a half from school to home because I missed the bus. And on that walk, I was attacked by dogs. So we, Northern Transits, are helping people who don't have transportation to get to point A to point B.
Is this a bus or is it like different drivers?
Well, for now, I think having a bus would be too early for the thing, but long term, that would be the best. But for now, I was thinking about getting sign-up drivers, volunteers, or even people who get like a low salary to get doing this, to have volunteer their own vehicle and themselves to go to places, and such forth. People would call upon them, ask to get picked up and dropped off, and such.
Cool.
Out of approximately 1,200 homes in Norway House, more than 600 applicants, which account for 50% of our population, need renovations, from not having doors, broken windows, even mold from top to bottom of the house. I myself have a house where we're missing a doorknob. We have a boarded up living room window, but that's small compared to other homes. Some homes to this day still don't have running water or proper heating. And Norway House is a town that's notorious for harsh winters. Our value we're providing is allowing people with low income to afford renovations with a cost-effective material without compromising quality. It's important to the community, it's important to our people to provide an excellent service to those who need it by making affordable payment plans which isn't easily available. We are offering interior and exterior renovations. Our offer is valuable due to the extreme demand for work needing to be done to our people's homes. Social media will be our biggest exposure to highlight our business and attract more attention.
Love the idea. It's fantastic. High need in so many communities. It's right at the heart of most of the people I deal with.
I come from trades too. I've worked in a lot of places, and you see a lot of things, and you don't really realize the high demand for this until you actually go and see these places. I've been in houses where there is no running water. I've seen elders still using slop pills to this day, and that's something our young people probably don't even know what a slop pill is. But you don't
want to know.
yeah.
The thing I would say, and that would be out of anything, is your plans to, would you steal labor from other companies to make it succeed?
What I'm hoping for this, it would be 100% Indigenous owned by us, Norway House people, and provide work for You know, if they're from Norhouse working somewhere else and they want to come work for us, absolutely, I'm totally on board with that.
Is there any partners you're thinking of partnering with, whether it's for supplies or anything else?
I've actually been talking to some great guys from TD Bank, and you know, they've said some really nice things there, and you know, they said maybe there would be a way where I can get a grant, funny stuff like that, start up, and you know, I'm open to anything really.
As a member of my community, I've seen firsthand the struggles of our people, especially our youth, facing reconnecting with our language, our culture, and our history. We stand at crossroads where generations of trauma, loss of identity, and barriers to education are holding us back from the future we deserve. That's why I'm here today to introduce Guardians of Our Heritage, a foundation dedicated to revitalizing Indigenous language, history, and education.
Right. I am wondering if there will be like a language, like teaching on it.
Well, when I came up with this, I was already planning on what to say. With the languages, our language is who we are. It identifies us for First Nation. There is Soto, Ojibwe, Cree people, Dakota. And if we lose our language, we lose who we are. Because our language identifies who we are. And this foundation is not just from our community, it's province, national. It'll go to province, different provinces until it keeps growing.
Every person in our group, well, every person in this room, I guess, is impacted by the rippling effects of colonization and residential school. Our group recognized the struggles that the youth populations are facing in regards to being separated from culture and tradition and the land. And our goal is, as a company, was to uplift our people and to reestablish connection to the land and traditional practices.
There's a couple of ideas that are like this, and they're really great, so needed. My only question would be, what type of structure would you see this being put in? More of like a cabin setting, more of a hardened structure that's close to maybe a location you want to run out of that's close to certain communities you've identified?
Right, so I was lucky enough to grow up on my reserve and grow up close to the culture, and there is already traditional gatherings that are very similar to what we propose, and these gatherings take place out on the land, and the workshops ideally, well, in the gatherings that we have traditionally, they take place in a teepee. It'll be on a large area of land near the river, and each teepee hosts a different workshop with a different knowledge keeper in each one.
Colonization through assimilation, have left lasting impacts on our communities and families. But through initiatives like the Seven Feathers Health and Wellness Youth and Children's Center, we are creating spaces that foster cultural pride, healing, and growth, rooted in Indigenous knowledge, traditions, and ways of life. This center will serve as a foundation for our youth and children to reconnect with their culture and thrive.
The value and importance of the Seven Feathers Health and Wellness Youth and Children's Center provides programs and supports which honors and respects our Indigenous knowledge and histories through cultural revitalization programs such as land-based camps, oral storytelling, leadership and mentorship programs, beading and ribbon skirt making.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So you listed quite a few, opportunities through the center here. Is there one that you really want to be kind of your crown jewel in terms of programming? Is there one that really is going to be core to the programming and the one that you might look to start with?
For me personally, I was a student at ACC for 4 years. I have 2 diplomas from there. And I started with the peer mentorship program. And that eventually led to me beading, and now I teach students at ACC to bead, and I basically run that program now.
Awesome.
together we have come up with BRC, a business resource center, with our plans. There will be different departments, however, the main businesses would be a taxi service, a music store that offers music lessons to high schools, a car wash, a delivery service.
In terms of having a simple offering sometimes is great, how do you plan to navigate with having those multiple services?
Well, we would have a bunch of volunteers, so there's 5 of us. So I noticed in our group, we had one that was a musician, one that was, sorry.
So pretty much each of you are going to take
Yeah.
each role and kind of run with that as your segment, all in this one center. No, that's
Yeah,
great.
and then we
That
would point them in the right direction to different resources that we have around here. Yeah.
And you would all kind of pair off each other's businesses, I guess. Fantastic. That's great.